Which TV show had the most disappointing ending? Cut. No dragons, no Bran warging, no Arya switching her face. What was even the point of us watching? Of the last episode was Tyrion just walking around a table pushing chairs in for a while talking about how Bran was out warging something cool we didn't get to see in the council room. Supernatural. T's killed by a nameless vampire in a fight he could have won blindfolded. Drunk. With his dominant hand tied behind his back. Sam leaves the bunker with Miracle and just goes on to have a long life. If they had at least given that vampire a name, it would have been easier to swallow. I was actually elected as president because financially poor Americans thought he really was one. Certainly the most embarrassing chapter of American history in future studies of American history. By far The Sopranos. I remember the screen going dark on the final episode and all of us were like, what the F just happened? Because we thought the cable got cut off. Had no issue with how it got ended. I think the expectations were too big for most people. How I Met Your Mother. Everyone can say got, but meeting the mother for 2-ish episodes and her dying and Ted running to Robin was fucking ridiculous. Not to mention the last season was Robin's wedding to Barney. I feel like we have to give Quantum Leap some credit here. Now that it's cancelled, they're gonna have botched the ending twice. That's quite an accomplishment if when it happens. Falling Skies ending was just lame. Penny Dreadful was cancelled halfway through the 3rd season. For were planned. So they had to rush the ending and fucked up completely. Let me put it this way. I used to love Game of Thrones. The final season was such a disappointment that it even ruined the good seasons for me. And I suspect many others. For me, the one most awful ending was Salvation. When the asteroid gets to Earth and doesn't impact, they just leave it there. It was so fucking frustrating. How I Met Your Mother. All of that build-up and obnoxious Robin dating just to find his true love. Spoiler, he still ends up with fucking obnoxious Robin. A certain show with dragons and thrones left quite a few fans feeling like they'd been left out in the cold. Winter came. But satisfaction didn't. Pretty Little Liars. It got way too ridiculous in the final seasons. And the final a person who torments the main character made no sense to me. My wife and kids. Literally, the last line was Michael, I'm pregnant. And then the credits rolled. A 6th season never got greenlit. I'm not sure if it qualifies as most disappointing. But Sopranos managed to piss off a ton of devoted fans. Don't stop. I'm gonna say it. Curb Your Enthusiasm. Wasn't really funny. Felt more like spite from LD for the Seinfeld ending. That fantasy show with dragons, royal intrigue, swords, and magic. The finale for Merlin was a disgrace. Better Call Saul. The final 6 episodes were such crap and seemed to be written by a totally different group. Pretty Little Liars, Voltron, Game of Thrones. I wasted a good portion of my teen years watching PLL. Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles. It was starting to get good again, and it was cancelled. Game of Thrones started strong, but the ending felt rushed and didn't do the characters justice. I was pretty disappointed with the Falling Skies ending. It just felt too anticlimactic to me. Game of Thrones dragons, battles, drama, then a rushed, unsatisfying finale. Total letdown. By virtue of being cancelled on a cliffhanger for a new season that never happened. Alf. The Sopranos. I understand why it ended like that, but it just never felt like an ending. Even with the way it ended, nothing will hurt me the same way the ending of Merlin did. The standard answers are Game of Thrones, How I Met Your Mother, Dexter, and Lost. The Last Man on Earth. Huge cliffhanger, and then they cancel the show. Sherlock. I loved that show. What the hell was that last episode? Seinfeld and Lost both sucked, but Game of Thrones was the worst. Sopranos. We were too attached to the characters not to know. Good Girls. Like I barely even comprehended what happened. Came to say Game of Thrones, but someone said it already.